July 1st, 1942. Ruisat Ridge, Egypt. Captain Thomas Hale pressed his field glasses to blackened eye sockets, crouched in a 2-foot trench scraped from baked coral dirt. 38 years old. Civil engineer from Sydney, 5'10". Wiry arms scarred from rebar cuts on half-built bridges. Called up when Japan hit Darwin. Now commanding C Company, 228th Battalion, 9th Australian Division. 150 men. Rifles crusted with sand. 6 Bren guns. 3 Piat projectors. No tanks. No artillery in range for first 10 minutes. Just them against Rommel's Panzer Army Africa. Heat haze rippled 5 miles east. Hale lowered the glasses. Sweat carved white tracks through camouflage cream on his neck. Private Jim Callahan squatted beside him. Runner, 22. Queensland farm boy. Fingers calloused from wire fences. 2 letters in his tunic pocket. 1 to his wife. 1 torn photo of her, folded around their 6-month-old son. How many today, sir? Same as last week? Hale pulled his notebook from his breast pocket. Grease-smeared pages. Numbers only. No speeches. Last attack. B Company left flank. 12 Panzer IVs. 200 Grenadiers. 23 minutes from first dust cloud to overrun. 62 bodies. Tanks punched through to supply dump. Fuel cans exploded. 20 more, dead in flames. He tapped the final column. Penetration rate, 100% when infantry stayed dug in. 64 panzers minimum, Hale said, voice flat. 80 possible, 4,000 infantry behind. Our 2 miles get the spearhead. Callahan nodded slow. No flinch. 3rd attack this month. Hold and call guns then. Standard. 18-pounders need 19 minutes from radio call. We buy time with Brents. Hale flipped back 3 pages. Math from 3 attacks. Panzer IV. 12 miles per hour cross desert. 2,000 yards to overrun. 11 minutes flat run. Add terrain pauses. 14 average. British guns. Radio relay 2 minutes. Plotting 3. Barrel warm-up 4. First shells land 19 minutes after call. Observed, overrun. 16 minutes average. 3-minute gap. Every company this ridge. 38% dead in infantry tank fights. 4 companies gone this month. That's the grinder, Hale said. He snapped the notebook shut. Loose point 303 casing clinked into trench bottom. We wait fixed. They grind us. Sergeant Mick Riley overheard from 20 yards left. PIA, T-team lead, 30. Melbourne dock boss. Left hand, 3 fingers gone to snapped hawser in 1937. Stump ached in dry heat. He oiled the projector spring. Black crud flaked off. My team ready, sir. 80-yard blind spot in that dip. Lead tank dips, we hit side armor. 3-inch penetration, bruise up. Hale crawled over. Smell of Riley's tobacco spit mixed with gun oil. PIAT tube weighed 30 pounds loaded. Spring-fired bomb. Shaped charge. Side shot only. Front glacis shrugged it off. Riley's loader, Private Lenko, 19, Polish refugee. Hands shook. Loading dummy round yesterday. Show me. Riley sighted the dip. Tank tracks drop here. Turret blind, 30 seconds bunching. We pop from Nulla. Fire. Track snaps like hawser. 25 tons stop dead. Driver spills out guts steaming. Good. Hale checked spacing. 3 teams. Offset 30 yards. Dead ground cover. They spot you first. MG-34, choose sides before frontals. Riley grinned without teeth. Veteran waiting last week. B Company mulched static. Captain took round through teeth at 200 yards. Corporal Alex Dunn manned forward OP, 24, ex-surveyor. Thompson, .45, across knees. 2 kids back home, 8 and 5. Letters unopened in his pack. Hale knelt beside, sand grated knees through trousers. Dust first, 3 miles out. Panzers kick high plume. Infantry trails low. Count leads. Quad columns mean totals by fours. Dunn nodded. Thumbed Thompson bolt. Metal clicked dry. 18-pounders come today. Hale met his eyes. 19 minutes to impact. We last 16. No. Dunn blinked sweat. Then plan? Hale scratched dirt sketch. 4 boxes. Panzer platoon. Lines forward. Grenadier screen. Ridge arrow. They expect dug-in fire. 200 yards. We go mobile. 5-man teams. 50 yards max. Piat dead ground when platoons bunch at crest. Grenades on rear tracks. 1 hit per 4 tanks. Platoon stops. Deploys infantry hunt. Chain slows company. Radios through. Guns range. Riley leaned in. Stump flexed. 50 yards. Tracks. Fill sky. 12 seconds exposure. Hale opened a notebook. Turret traverse. 8 degrees per second. MG 34 front arc only. Side blind advance. 1. Piat. 62% platoon disruption. Chain across company. 48% abort penetration. Us. 80% down. 80%. Done slow. Thumb stopped on bolt. Better than 100 overrun. 0 survival doctrine. Callahan pulled photo half from pocket. Wife's face creased. Pushed back. Odds fight? Numbers don't lie. Hale stood. Sand cascaded off boots. Positions 10 minutes. Dunn calls dust. Teams hold my signal. Move on, bunch. He walked line. 150 faces. Average 26. 42 wives. 12 kids. Brisbane shearers missing fingers. Perth fishermen with salt scars. Sydney sparks with burn pox. Signed when Japan sank Repulse. Now, Rommel's veterans. Desert Fox broke companies. Not built them. Riley spat tobacco juice. Brown splat steamed in dirt. Last fingers hurt like this before Hauser. 1937. Wife thought dead. Callahan gripped photo edge. Paper tore microscopic. Dunn tucked kids' letters deeper. 10:47 a.m. Dunn's field phone crackled. Voice wire tight. Dust. 3 miles east. Plume to Christ. Leads tanks. 64 confirmed. 10:49 a.m. Dust plume tripled in 2 minutes. Corporal Dunn's voice cut through field phone static. Leads cresting ridge. Panzer IVs. First platoon. 4 tanks. Second behind. Grenadiers. 400 yards trail. 64 total confirmed. Captain Hale dropped into command trench. Sand gritted teeth. He keyed platoon net. All teams, hold positions. Riley teams offset dip. Callahan relay my orders. Dunn spot only. No fire till signal. Panzers hit crest 1 mile out. Lead platoon bunched. First tank halted hull down. 88mm long gun elevated. Spotter beside commander scanned with scissors binoculars. Second tank pulled parallel. Third lagged 10 yards. Fourth swung wide to flank. Tracks chewed coral to powder. Engines growled low through heat haze. Sergeant Riley prone in Nulla. Piat tube sweat slick on shoulder. Loader Lenko breathed mouth open. Heart slammed ribs. 80-yard shot. Lead panzer dipped into dead ground. Turret swung searching. Blind 30 seconds. Hale glassed formation. Platoon spacing sloppy. Flank tank exposed 12 seconds crossing crest. Riley won. Now. Riley squeezed trigger. Spring thunked. PIAT bomb arced flat. Hit Panzer IV turret side. Shape charge punched 3-inch hole. White flash. Turret ring jammed. Metal screamed hydraulic. Commander bailed head first. Blood spray painted sponson. Tank slewed right. Blocked second tank. Chain reaction instant. Second Panzer braked hard. Tracks locked left. Dust cloud engulfed both. Third tank veered evade. Overshot into gully. Bogged nose down. 4th halted cover. Platoon dead 20 seconds. German radio crackled open. Commander voice sharp. Find Infanterie Nahkampf. Panzer Grenadier Schutz. Grenadiers 400 yards back deployed. Half tracks, MG-42s elevated. But infantry screen thinned. 50 yards to Hale's teams now. Private Callahan sprinted bent double. Lee Enfield slung. Mills' bombs looped belt. Reached Riley's nullah. Sir's orders. Next platoon crest. Hit rearmost track. 2nd Panzer platoon topped ridge. 4 more IVs. Tighter bunch. Learn from 1st. Wider spacing. But crest forced funnel. Rear tank lagged. Exposed flank 30 yards. Hale's sketch. Riley 2. Flank track. Hale voice calm net. 2nd Piat thunk. Bomb struck rear sprocket. Track links exploded outward. 25 tons slewed broadside. Road wheels chewed air. Driver gunned reverse. Ground deeper hole. Platoon halted deploy. Hale keyed net. All rifle teams, 50 yards. Grenade tracks. Fade on MG response. 30 men rose from scraped holes. 5-man squads. Bolt action Lee Enfields. 5 Mills, bombs each. Sprint low. Sand burned palms, knees. Lead squad hit. 1st bogged Panzer. Private Tomo Shearer hands. 2 bombs through hatch. 1st bounced turret. 2nd stuck sponson. Detonated inside. Track pins scattered 50 yards. Crew bailed screaming. Burns across faces. 1 dragged comrade. Shot through neck, fell twitching. MG-42 opened rear. 900 rounds minute. Tracer lines scythed air. Tomo's squad mate dropped. Chest opened red. Others dragged body back nullah. 3rd Piat team fired. Hit 2nd platoon's lead. Side armor penetrated. Engine bay vented black. And fuel ignited. Orange, whoosh. Secondary cooked off Cokes, MG rounds. Crew hatch blown 20 feet. Landed upside crumpled. Hale watched through glasses. 3rd platoon crested careful. Wider spread. No bunch. Fall back. Reposition dip 2. Done count. Done OP. 3rd platoon 4 tanks clear. 4th forming. Grenadiers closing 200 yards. Half tracks 12. Grenadiers reached 1st Rex. Searched bodies. Bayonets prodded. Found Tomo squad mate. Finished headshot. Dragged to half track. Riley reloaded PIAT. Spring ratcheted loud. Lenko hands shook. Dropped bomb. Fuck. Sorry. Riley slapped shoulder. Next one yours. 4th platoon topped slow. Command tank signaled halt. 88 elevated searching. Spotter scanned nullahs. Infantry screen doubled forward. MG-42s swept flanks. Hale calculated. 8 minutes elapsed. 6 panzers disabled. 12% formation. Grenadiers closed 100 yards. Half tracks deployed. Rifle teams bleeding. 8 down. 12% casualties. Riley teams hold fire. Rifle squads fade 200 back. By gun time. Men crawled reverse. Sand clogged rifles. Water gone. Callahan reached Hale. Shirt, sweat black. 11 minutes, sir. Guns need 8 more. Panzers reformed. 58 functional. Wider screens. Slower advance. But momentum building. Lead Rex, bypassed left. 2nd wave, 20 tanks pushed ridge center Hale's line. Dun phone crackled. 18-pounder fire mission logged. 9 minutes out. German half-tracks accelerated. MG-42s, hose left right. Corporal Dunn caught burst. Shoulder pulped. Phone dropped. Crawled one-arm blood trail. Hale grabbed spare set. Dunn hit. Continue spot. Riley sighted 5th target. Command Panzer halted signal others. Exposed flank, crossing dip. Taken shot. Piat fired. Bomb struck road wheel. Cluster shredded. Tank lurched halt. Turret spun fast. Coke spat. Nullah lip chewed. Lenko took round thigh. Femoral severed. Blood pulsed. Sand black. Screamed 30 seconds. Silent. Hail net. Riley 1 down. Teams 2-3 cover withdraw. 14th minute. Panzer Company commander radioed rear. Infanterie Vernichter Vorbrechen. Flank Schutz verdoppelt. Arty request. German 88 fired first. Shell Airbird 50 yards hails CP. Coral spray. Shrapnel nicked Callahan cheek. Blood trickled jaw. Men fell back. 23 down total. Grenadiers reached first nullers. Lugers drawn. Cleared positions. Found Lenko. Bayonet neck. Dragged beside Dunn. 15th minute. Panzers 2,000 yards out. Screens thick. 54 tanks rolling. Formation adapted. No bunching. But speed down 20%. Screens tripled. Hail glasses lead. Commander stood turret. Scarf desert pattern. Glasses sweeping. Spotted movement. Pointed. 88 elevated direct. First shell impacted trench line left. 3 men evaporated. Coral crater. 3 foot deep. Callahan bandaged cheek. 16 minutes, sir. Overrun time. Hale notebook open. 15 minutes 40 seconds. 54 panzers. Screens heavy. Penetration probability 68%. Disruption success 42% platoons hit. Casualties 32% company. 80% projected holding, Callahan said. Adjusted real time. Hale closed book. 54% now. Guns impact 4 minutes. Lead Panzer traverse turret hails CP. 88 muzzle flash. Shells screamed overhead. Detonated rear. Truck fuel can secondary. Fireball 50 foot. Riley, final P IAT. Last bomb. Loader dead. Fired solo. Hit half-track MG. Ordnance cooked. Chain explosions. 6 grenadiers shredded. Half-track flipped, burning. Panzers halted final push. Screens deployed full. Command tank signaled wait Arty. 10:55 a.m. First 18-pounder rounds whistled. Cratered 400 yards short. Second salvo walked forward. Direct hit lead Panzer turret. 88 flew 30 yards. Tank burned. Hale stood dust-caked. 52 men left standing. 104 effectives total counting wounded. 69% down. 64 panzers entered ridge. 8 disabled. 56 remained, but stopped. Screens pinned. No overrun. Radio crackled. British HQ voice. Fire mission complete. Enemy withdrawing. Good work, C Company. Callahan spat blood. 48% disruption. We hit it. Riley dragged Lenko's body. Stump bled through rag. Ghost Company now, sir. Hale scanned line. Wrecked panzers smoked. Grenadier bodies twisted. Half-track inferno. His men crawled from nullers. Bandaged, blood masked. 38 faces stared back. Dust settled. 64 tanks broken. But Price carved faces. 11:02 a.m. Ruysat Ridge Command Post. Captain Hale's trench filled with cordite stink. 52 men stood. 98 wounded, crawled or dragged. 69% company down. 8 panzers burned. 56 rolled back 2 miles east. German grenadiers retreated under 18-pounder barrage. Craters, pocked desert. Wreckage smoked black. British radio net crackled. Major Ellis, 228th Battalion HQ, 3 miles west. Voice clipped, Oxford accent. C Company report. Overrun status, casualties, enemy penetration. Hale keyed handset. Dust-caked fingers slipped. C Company. No penetration. 56 panzers disrupted. 8 disabled. Screens pinned. Withdrawing now. Our casualties. 104 effectives. 69% down. Silence. 5 seconds. Static hiss. Ellis' voice rose half octave. Repeat casualties. 69%? You held with what? 2 Brens? Hale glanced the line. Riley bound, stump rag red. Callahan cheek gash taped. Dunn shoulder pulped, morphine haze eyes. Piet teams. Rifle squads mobile. 50-yard engagements, disrupted platoon bunches at crests, chains slowed company, guns ranged. Ellis barked orders background. Get me fire log, plot C company sector. Pause. Captain Hale, confirmed doctrine. You advance to grenade range against Panzers, abandoned fixed positions? Affirmative. Hale voice level. Fixed defense overrun 16 minutes average. Guns impact 19. Mobile disruption bought 3 minutes. Probability calculation pre-attack 48% abort. Another silence. Longer. Ellis exhaled audible. Calculations. This is combat, not engineering survey. You wasted 3 Piats, 1,600 rounds small arms, for 8 tanks? B Company lost 12 static last week cheaper. Hale opened notebook. Page 8, ammo expenditure. Piat, 3 bombs. Grenades, 42. Rifle rounds, 1,900. Versus doctrine, 4,000 rounds per company overrun. Ammo efficiency, 76% better. Penetration prevented, supply dump intact. Ellis cut. Efficiency irrelevant. Casualty rate criminal, 69% one company. Montgomery wants positions held, not trading men for tracks. Report to Battalion CP. Immediate. Out. Hale lowered handset. Men watched. No questions. New orders. Callahan spat red plug. 69%. Math held, sir. Riley dragged Lenko's body. Bayonet wound, neck gape. Ghosts now. They count bodies, not tanks stopped. 1,300 hours. Battalion CP. Canvas tent sandbagged. Major Ellis, 42. Sandhurst regular. Pink face from tinned beef diet. Brigadier reports stacked. Maps pinned, wreckage markers. Hale entered. Saluted. Stood easy. Ellis didn't rise. Pointed chair. Sit. Explain why C Company fights like Japanese banzai. 69% for 8 Panzers. Doctrine clear. Hold ground. Call guns. Your stunt cost irreplaceable men. Hale sat. Pulled notebook. Opened pre-attack calculations. Doctrine math. 16-minute overrun. 19-minute guns. 3-minute gap kills companies. 4 gone this month. 38% casualty rate infantry tank. My adjustment. Mobile teams target formation weak points. Crest bunches. Platoon spacing gaps. Piat side shots. Grenade tracks. Probability chain disruption. 48% confirmed. Actual. 54%. 8 tanks. No penetration. Ellis snatched notebook. Scanned pages. Face reddened. Probabilities. This is war, Hale. Not bridge stress tests. You exposed flanks. MG 42 kill zones. Bayonet clearing. Criminal waste. Hale pointed ammo column. Doctrine waste. 4,000 rounds per overrun company. Mulch effect. My method? 1,900. 56 Panzers stopped cold. Supply lines held. Ellis slapped notebook down. Supply lines held by next company paying your butcher bill. 69%. Junior privates leading sections now. Replacements weeks away. Alexandria training depot dry. Hale leaned forward. Next attack, no replacements either. 64 Panzers learn nothing from B Company static. They adapt to mobile now. Rommel signals already. Flank protection doubled. Ellis froze. Signals? You read German? Radio direction finding. Grenadier half-tracks net. Commander ordered arty cover. Flank screens tripled. They record C Company tactics. Ellis rubbed temples. Stood. Paced tent. Brigadier sees casualty list tomorrow. Demotes you courts-martial negligence. Trading lives for probabilities. Door flap pushed. Lieutenant Colonel Wells entered. 50. 9th Division Ops. Scarred cheek, El Alamein, first phase. Grabbed notebook. Read 30 seconds. Looked Hale. Casualties projected pre-attack? Hale nodded. 80% maximum. Actual 69. Acceptable trade. Wells flipped maps. C Company sector circled red. Panzer Rex marked X. 8 disabled. Penetration aborted. First success ridge this month. Previous 4 companies cracked. Ellis' jaw dropped. Sir, 69%. Wells cut. Versus 100% overrun. Montgomery directive. Hold Alamine line at all cost. C Company held. Cost accounted. Radio operator burst tent. Incoming German signals decrypted partial. Panzerarmee log. Australian infantry close assault tactics. Panzer platoons disrupted formation phase. Recommend high-angle approaches, doubled screens. Rommel staff memo. Wells face granite. Adaptation confirmed? They change because we changed. Ellis protested. One company, sir? Replacements? Wells handed notebook Hale. Document this. Every calculation, timing, ammo, train cadres. If it stops panzers, we scale. Hale took notebook. Pencil nub broken. Callahan entered behind. Bandaged cheek soaked. Carried Riley's PIAT. Tube dented. Spring seized. Wells to Ellis. Casualty rate high. Effectiveness higher. Doctrine evolves or we break. Hale stays. Scale method. Ellis saluted stiff. Exited. Wells to Hale. Numbers saved line today. Bury them under politics tomorrow. Line breaks. Train 20 squads by dawn. Ruisat holds or falls on math. 1,700 hours. C Company remnants reformed. 38 effectives stood watch. 62 bodies tagged. Wounded, 87 to field hospital. Trucks, loaded stretchers. Lenko's neck wrapped useless. Done morphine dreams, kids' names. Hale walked line. Riley sat ground. Stump throbbed. Ghost doctrine now, sir? Hale nodded. Ghosts that stop tanks. Radio distant crackled. German net. Australian sector Vermiden. Close infantry expected. High angle only. Rommel learned. British brass balked. Math held. Doctrine cracked. First time. July 3rd, 1942. 400 hours. Battalion training pits behind Ruesat Ridge. Captain Hale stood on ammo crate. 38 C Company survivors faced him. Riley stump bandaged fresh. Callahan cheek stitched crooked. Dunn shoulder slung. Morphine withdrawn. Eyes hollow. 52 effectives total. New faces. Replacements from D Company. 19 years old. Rifles issued yesterday. No PIAT training. Hale held notebook. New page. 16 squads formed today. 5 men each. 80 total. Rest hold line. Doctrine scales. Numbers first. He drew crest sketch. Sand still cold. Crest bunch. Panzer platoons 4 tanks. Spacing gaps 12 seconds. PIAT dead ground 80 yards. Grenade tracks rear. Disruption chain. 1 platoon stops. Company slows 20%. Confirmed 54% first contact. Private Harris, 19, replacement. Liverpool accent. Shook dummy, PIAT 2. 50 yards, sir. MG 42s, hose Tomo's mate. Chest open. Bayonets got Lenko neck. Hale nodded. Risk projected 80% per team. Acceptable. Line holds. 0% doctrine. Riley spat dirt. Show 'em spring load. Thumb here. Ratchet 3 times. Bomb seats forward. Fires hot. Trainees paired. 12 dummy PIATs circulated. Springs clunked dry. Harris fumbled first. Tube dropped. Riley kicked sand over. Dead in desert. Practice. Lieutenant Colonel Wells arrived 0500. 2 majors behind. Notebooks out. Watched squads drill crest mock-ups. Sand mounds marked tanks. Men sprinted bent. Fired clicks. Grenade tosses. Fade drills. Wells to Hale. Casualty projections match actuals? Hale checked page. 80 projected. 69 actual. Ammo 76% efficient. Panzer adaptation confirmed. Flank screens tripled. Adjust PIAT angles. 15 degrees offset. Major Ellis lingered tent flap, face tight. Replacements green, 69% last time. Scale kills battalions. Wells ignored. Cadres ready dawn, July 5th. 20 squads across 9th Division. Ruaisat next push. Hale saluted. Numbers, scale, sir. 0700, July 5th. First Ghost squads deployed. 16 across Ridge. C Company remnants trained 8. 8 new from training. Ruvisat Center held by 224th Battalion. 4 Panzer companies massed. 68 tanks total. High angle approach per Rommel memo. Screens 500 yards forward. Half tracks doubled. 0900 contact. Lead Ghost Squad 2/24th. Private Evans lead. PIAT firer. X-Minor. Hit first platoon rear track. Tank slewed. Second bogged evade. Chain halt. Grenadiers deployed hunt. Squad faded. 1 wounded thigh through. Crawled back. Radio net lit. Ghost 1 disruption. Platoon stopped. Second squad hit second wave. 2 Piats fired. 1 jam. 1 track hit. Half track MG response. Squad made chest burst. 3 grenades track pins. Tank immobile. Squad down 50%. Hale monitored battalion CP. Notebook updated real time. Disruption rate 49%. Matches projection. Panzer speed reduced 23%. Third wave. Rommel adapted further. Panzers skipped crests. Flanked nullahs wide. Ghost squads repositioned. PIAT angles adjusted per Hale. 4th squad caught flank screens early. MG 42 scythed 2. 3rd bayoneted clearing. Disruption dropped 37%. 1300 hours. Panzers penetrated left flank. 224th. 8 tanks through. Hit supply echelon. Fuel trucks burned. 12 dead loaders. Ghost method slowed but failed scale. Wells slam table. Penetration. Casualty report. Hale calculated. Ghost squads, 12 teams engaged. 7 disruptions. 3 jams. Casualties 64%. Panzers 12 disabled. 56 penetrated. Success rate 42%. Ellis crowed. Told you. Criminal scale. 64% for 12 tanks. Wells stared map. Red arrows pushed back. Previous attacks, 0 disruptions, 100% penetration. Now, 42%. Slowed Rommel, 2 hours. Fuel echelon, partial hit. Radio crackled. Brigadier Moorehead voice. 9th Division Command. Ghost tactics report. Results, Wells keyed. Slowed, Panzer push, 42%. Casualties, 64. Recommend refine. Anti-jam drills, wider spacing. Moorehead pause. Montgomery eyes Ruaisat. Losses acceptable if line holds. Double cadres. Train 40 squads. Ellis choked. 40? Replacements dry Alexandria. Moorehead cut. Dry for you, not war. Scale or break. 1800 hours. Training doubled. Hale's notebook filled. Jam rates, 23%. Reduced to 14 with oil regimen. Angle adjustments, 15 degrees offset. Beat triple screens. Casualty projection refined, 72% per squad. July 10th, 2nd Ridge push. 40 ghost squads. Across 9th Division. Panzers 72 tanks. Rommel high angle perfected. Screens, 600 yards. Navalwerfer rockets forward. Contact 10:30. 12 squads engaged. Disruptions 19. Jams 6. Casualties 81%. Projected matched. Panzers halted 3,000 yards out. Screens pinned rocket prep. British 25-pounders ranged impact 12 minutes. Rommel radio intercept. Australian ghost infantry. Formation phase kills. Losses unsustainable close screens. Recommend artillery prep doubled. Infantry reserve back. Hale logged intercept. Enemy adaptation velocity. Adaptation cycle 4 days. Our counter 2 days. Lead margin. Wells nodded. Scale complete. Ghost Doctrine, 9th Division Standard. Casualty returns July 15th. Ghost squads total, 80 deployed. Casualties 78% average. 1,200 men trained total. 908 down. Replacements rotated Cairo. Training depot stripped. Junior privates led sections. 19-year-olds fired Piats. 64% survival ridge pre-ghosts. Now 42% squads. Line held. Riley taught new squad. Stump ached constant. Thumb, spring here. Don't drop. Dead otherwise. Private Bates, 18, Liverpool. Dropped tube third try. Riley face stone. Lenko dropped bomb. Femoral gone. You next? Bates paled. Loaded correct. Hale walked training line. Faces younger. Replacement smelled cigarette smoke, not cordite. Numbers hold line. Cost climbs. Callahan beside. Cheek scar puckered. Ghost math, sir. We train boys to die calculated. Night. July 20th. Battalion CP Wells handed cable. Montgomery directive. Ghost tactics. Alamein line wide. Casualties classified restricted. No divisional tallies. Battalion level only. Ellis smirked. Hide ghosts. Brass hates numbers. Wells to Hale. Your notebook. Official doctrine appendix. Signatures tomorrow. Hale signed. Page final. Total disruptions 127. Tanks disabled 41. Penetrations reduced 52% line wide. Casualties 2,164 classified. Radio distant. German net. Australian sector high risk. Losses 28% attacks aborted pre-contact. Ghosts spread. Rommel rerouted. Line held. Numbers worked. Faces vanished records. October 23rd, 1942. El Alamein, final phase. 9th Australian Division Sector. Captain Thomas Hale stood Battalion Reserve Trench. 39 years old now. Notebook, final page filled. 3 months Ghost Doctrine. 2,164 casualties classified. 1,200 squads trained. 41% average disruption rate. Panzer penetrations ridge-wide dropped 52%. Rommel's Africa Corps attack completion, 27% versus pre-July, 89%. Hale's pencil nub, scratched last entry. Total Panzers disabled, 192. British casualties pre-ghosts, 38% infantry tank. Post-doctrine, 23%. Line held. Montgomery advanced October 24th. Rommel retreated November 4th. Alamein won. No C Company left. Dissolved August 15th. Remnants folded into training cadres. Hale reassigned staff officer. No field command. Sergeant Mick Riley sat beside. Stump infected. Gangrene smell seeped bandage. Morphine vial empty. Line held, sir. Numbers worked. Hale nodded. Riley's last ghost squad, July 29th. 4 Panzers stopped. Squad wiped. Riley dragged out single leg wound. Kids now, sir. Bates got bayonet gut last week. 19. Private Jim Callahan approached. Cheek scar, white rope. Photo wife, destroyed July grease fire. No replacements. Montgomery inspection tomorrow. Citations out. Hale closed notebook. Citations for who? C Company struck battalion records August. Ghosts official. Callahan knelt. Dug small hole. Dropped Lenko's dog tags. Kalink dirt. Dunn died hospital. Kids' letters burned with him. 62 bags we zipped, sir. Cairo replacement depot. Hale trained final cadres. 18-year-olds. Cairo street toughs. No farm boys left. PIAT drills dawn dusk. Jam rate 12%. Thumb spring. Don't drop. Dead. Lieutenant Danvers. New. Sandhurst fresh. Watched drill. Casualties classified, why, sir? Montgomery praises doctrine. Hale pointed Riley's ghost stump. 2,164, 1,200 squads. Brass hates numbers higher than disruptions. Danvers paled, but line held. Rommel broken. Cost classified, Hale said. Manuals get tactics, names don't. War ended. Hale discharged Sydney. Civil engineer again. Concrete pause. Bridge girders. Notebook locked drawer. Never opened. Sergeant Riley died, March 1946. Gangrene spread. Melbourne Hospital. No military funeral. Wife collected body. Dock mates carried coffin. Obituary. Mick Riley, 34. Dock accident, 1937. War service unlisted. Private Callahan returned Queensland. Farm rebuilt. Wife left. Son called another man dad. Photo ash. Suicide, 1951. Coroner. Depression. War unmentioned. Corporal Dunn's kids raised Aunt Perth. Dad surveyor. Died training accident. Letters, charity paper drive. Hale's bridges stood Sydney Harbour. 1952. 1958. 1964. No plaques. Engineer logs. T. Hale. Calculations verified. British Army Review published. Infantry anti-tank close assault doctrine. Appendix Hale's notebook scans. No name. Source, 9th Australian Division, Ruisat Ridge, 1942. Principles, mobile teams, formation disruption, acceptable loss ratios. Adopted NATO standard. Soviet manuals, 1967 translated copy. Australian ghost tactics. Effective versus T-54 platoons. No Australian credit. German Bundeswehr, 1972 analysis. Rommel's staff memos declassified. Australian infantry close assault broke Panzer Doctrine July 1942. Formation phase losses unsustainable. High angle approaches only. Sector avoided. Recommendation. Doubled flank screens standard. Hale read clipping kitchen table. Wife cooked chops. Your war? First question. 10 years. Numbers, Hale said. Put down paper. Locked drawer clicked. Hale died 76. Stroke bridge site. Rebar pile. Colleagues carried stretcher. Obituary. Sydney Morning Herald. Thomas Hale, civil engineer. Bridges, 1945 to 1978. Military service, training instructor Egypt. 90 words, no photo. Funeral, 18 attendees. Wife, 2 daughters, 3 grandchildren. Ex-dockmate Riley's widow. No 9th Division. No colour guard. No Alamein veterans. Grave marker, Thomas Hale, 1902 to 1978. Husband, father, engineer. Cairo, 1985. 9th Division Memorial Plaque, Ruisat Ridge, Overlook. To infantry who held line July to October 1942. Casualties classified. No names, no companies. Weathered bronze. British Imperial War Museum. 1990 exhibit. Piat projector. Label. Weapon revolutionized infantry anti-tank. Australian Doctrine, 1942. Tube dented. Spring seized. Riley trained on identical. Australian War Memorial, 2002 declassified files. Ghost Doctrine Appendix. Hale Notebook photocopy. Redacted casualties. Tactical innovations saved 3,000 lives estimated. No individual credit. German historian Dr. Klaus Weber. Rommel's lost memos. Chapter 12. The Australian Ghosts. Quote, Panzer. Log July 20th, 1942. Enemy infantry tactics destroy formation cohesion. 28% attacks aborted pre-contact. Avoid sectors. Weber conclusion. Single company innovation forced Africa Corps doctrinal rewrite. Cost? Unknown, but catastrophic. Sydney, 2022. Hale's grandson Michael. Civil engineer 3rd generation. Found locked drawer. Notebook intact. Opened final page. Pencil scratches. Line held. Cost, C Company. Michael, trace numbers. 2164, crossed ink. Margin note, acceptable trade. Closed book, locked drawer. Ruwais Ridge today. Coral dirt same, crests unchanged. Nullahs filled sand, no markers, no wrecks. Bedouin goats graze tank scars. Australian tourists snap ridge photos. El Alamein viewpoint. Ghost battalion faded. Doctrine manual pages. Numbers saved 3,000. Faces unmarked graves. Math outlived men. Rommel staff memo final line. Declassified 1972. The Australian ghosts broke us. 150 men stopped 1,000 tanks, saved 3,000 lives, got erased from history. Real math of war. Like if doctrine should cost names. Comment your ghosts.